The girl had been shaking her head with a face that looked like she was about to cry just a moment ago. I absolutely won't eat it, she had declared. But now, that hand won't stop. Without hesitation, I bring the freshly grilled meat to my mouth. A bite. Another bite makes my cheeks relax. Her eyes sparkled, and she smiled softly. Why is this so delicious? The girl, who had just moments ago been rejecting it, continued to eat as if she were a different person. The atmosphere at the table changes. The family gasps. What on earth happened in such a short time? Why did she stop being a meat hater? The reasons are just 3 of them. All of them will be revealed shortly. If you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. The girl frowned the moment she looked at the menu. Is this all meat? When her mother nodded, the girl quickly averted her gaze. She has always hated meat. The smell is unbearable, the texture is also impossible, and the appearance is scary. At home, she only eats vegetables and bread, and she doesn't eat a single bite of meat. Everyone around me knew that too. In the past, I was forced to eat meat once. And I absolutely won't eat it. The memory of that time still lingers with me. The moment it entered my mouth, I felt sick and almost threw up while crying. That feeling was so terrifying that since then, meat has become something I avoid. So I thought today would be the same. Just dining out. I won't eat. As usual, just watching. I had decided that, but the store in front of me had a different atmosphere from the unpleasant memories I had before. The sound is different. The smell is also a little different. The girl is still unaware of that discomfort. The heat from the charcoal gently rises as the clerk quietly places the net. I feel like I can hear a sizzling sound, even though nothing is being grilled yet. The father says happily. You cook it yourself here. The girl raises her face slightly. Cook it yourself? On the plate brought to the table, there are shiny red pieces of meat lined up. I should normally look away, but for some reason, I catch a glimpse for a moment. The clerk places one piece on the grill. The sound of sizzling smoke slowly rises. The smoke is not heavy. It doesn't have an unpleasant smell. Rather, it has a somewhat sweet and savory aroma. The girl's eyebrows move slightly. Huh? The father flips the meat. It gets a nice sear and the surface glimmers. The girl is unconsciously following that change. The usual feeling of rejection is a little weaker this time. Something feels different than usual, she mutters in a voice barely audible to anyone. That small sense of discomfort quietly spreads. The sound of meat sizzling continues steadily. Sizzle, crackle, sizzle, each time my father flips it with tongs. A beautiful sear forms on the surface. The sauce lightly caramelizes, and a fragrant aroma wafts through the air. My mother laughs. This is Japanese yakiniku. The girl shakes her head slightly. Just watching is enough. Even as I say that, my gaze doesn't leave the net. Thin steam rises from the meat placed on the plate. My brother takes a bite. Wow, what is this? The words trail off. I can't stop. After just one more bite, my father follows suit. Soft. Completely different, my mother laughs. That's true, the laughter brightens. The atmosphere at the table. Surprising conversation.
会話
Only the girl is not allowed to join that circle. Grip tightly with your hand. I don't want to eat. But I'm curious. Why are you like that? I tremble slightly in my heart. At that moment, my father quietly says, you don't have to push yourself. But if you're curious, just a tiny bite is fine. The girl immediately says, no way. But those words are just a little weak. There was just a brief moment of pause. A longer silence than before. That pause indicated a change within her. The meat quietly sizzles on the grill. Sizzle, sizzle, that sound feels closer than before. The girl remains still, staring intently at a point on the table. The memories of that day resurface in my mind. The unpleasant smell, the discomfort of the moment I bit into it, the pain of not being able to swallow. But now the scent that enters my nose is different. Not heavy. Rather a little sweet. Even though it should be scary, I can't help but want to get a little closer. The mother quietly asks, "Is the smell okay?" The girl doesn't answer right away. She slowly takes a breath. "Don't run away." Deeper than before. The father chooses the smallest piece and places it on the plate. "How about this?" The girl looks at it. Her fingertips move slightly. It feels like they might touch, but they stop. I knew it was impossible. Even as she said that, her gaze didn't waver. The family says nothing. Only the sound of waiting continues, without any urgency. Chew, snap. Time is gradually becoming heavier. Within the girl, two feelings clash. I feel scared.
気になる。
I want to run away. But I want to know. That shaking is getting bigger than before. With my hands resting on my knees, my fingers are tightly clenched. I exhale deeply. And then slowly, my hand began to move. Stop. Return. Once more, forward. That movement is small. But, surely, the girl's fingertips. That made the decision. Grasp the chopsticks. They are trembling just a little. The father quietly brings a small piece closer without saying anything. The girl stares at it. I can escape, but I won't run away. Slowly reaching for the meat. With chopsticks. At that moment, the air comes to a standstill. It feels like no one is moving. And the sound has disappeared. The girl stops as she brings it to her mouth. Close your eyes. Really, just one bite, I whisper softly. And then the time it takes to put it in. My mouth stretches. A few seconds of silence. Before I bite down. Soon, the teeth slowly move. A sensation different from the soft imagination. Once again, the juice of the meat spreads. The sweetness and savoriness of the sauce slowly spread across the tongue. The girl's eyebrows relax. The eyes open. Huh? I bite down again. This time clearly. What is this? The family gasps in surprise. The girl won't stop. One more bite. Chew. Swallow. And then she laughed. With that one word, delicious, the tense atmosphere instantly relaxed. The father can't help but smile as the mother's eyes well up with tears. The older brother is looking with a face of disbelief. The girl is already looking at the next picture. Can I have one more? That expression was completely different from the earlier rejection. If you feel that stories about moments when people change resonate with you, I would be happy if you could subscribe to the channel, as I will continue to share them. The time that followed felt like a completely different dining table. The girl starts to grill the meat herself. Should I cook this a little longer? The voice asking her father is a bit cheerful. The mother laughs. It's completely different from earlier, the girl says, a little shyly. Well, it's really different, you know, the brother teases. You were so reluctant about it, weren't you? The girl thinks for a moment and then smiles softly. It might have just been scary. With that one phrase, the family quietly nods. The plates are quickly becoming empty. The sound of laughter is increasing. The sound of "ju" is no longer scary. It has turned into just a fun sound. The brightness inside the store feels warmer than before. On the way home, the night air is a bit chilly. The girl suddenly stops. Hey, she turns around. I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't eaten back then. No one answers right away. The girl smiles just a little. Maybe I've always hated you, they said, and started walking again. That back looks just a little bit bigger. Is hate really something that never changes? Or is it just that I still don't know?